Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1936 movie, Dracula's Daughter. So, in this movie, Countess Myra Zaleska, the daughter of Count Dracula, is a vampire, and after her father's death, she believes that destroying his body, she will free his influence in her life, and she'd be able to become a normal human. And when that fails, she goes to a psychiatrist and everything, Dr. Garth, and she ends up kidnapping Dr. Garth's fiancée Janet and taking her to Transylvania. And so Dr. Garth and gets Von Helsing, because for some reason his name is Von this time instead of Van. He gets him to go with him to Transylvania to try to stop the Countess. This is a pretty good movie. I was really looking forward to it after enjoying the first one as much as I did. But this one was alright. I wouldn't say it was super great, but it wasn't terrible either. It definitely could have been better, could have been worse. It just one of those that I feel is alright. The cast in here are all pretty good, especially Gloria Holden as the title character, Dracula's daughter. She fits the role really well, although there are parts of the movie where when she's talking and stuff, like her dialogue is kind of wooden and stuff, and I think it's because the actress just had didn't really want to do this movie very much and everything, and there's parts of the movie where you can tell it, like you can tell she's just bored doing the dialogue and stuff. She just wants to get it done and over with or whatever. But I think for the most part she's pretty good and everything, and she looks really cool as a character too. Otto Kruger as Dr. Garth is pretty good as well, and we get Edward Van Sloan back as Von Helsing instead of Van Helsing. I don't know why they changed the name for this one. It's really weird. I don't know if it was copyright reasons or what, but he's still good. He's the only returning cast member from the first movie in this one, and he's pretty good in here. And Marguerite Churchill as Janet was really good too. Like, all of the cast is really good in this movie and everything. They all fit their roles really well and everything. And like with all the other monster movies, the sets and cinematography and stuff hold up really well and everything. That's one thing I love about all these movies, is they went all out for the sets and stuff of these movies and everything. This one isn't really any different on that and everything, and the makeup effects and stuff, but by Jack Pierce, I think is his name, the guy who did the makeup effects for all of the movies up to this point. I think he came back to do the effects and makeup and stuff, and he does a good job too, as always. And the score in this movie is pretty good. It's not quite as effective and stuff as the first Dracula or say the Frankenstein movies, but it still has a pretty good score, and it's an entertaining movie. But it's definitely a big step down from the first one. It does have a lot of the heavy exposition dialogue that a lot of these monster movies have and stuff, but it doesn't really totally run it for me like it does on some of the other monster movies, where it kind of run the experience. Like, I still wish it would have showed more and stuff with the Countess and stuff, but I think they did a good enough job. And this is a pretty decent sequel. Maybe not as good as the first, but it's still a lot better than I expected and everything. I had never even heard of this one, so it's one that doesn't really get talked about very much. Most people always talk about the original one with Bela Lugosi, but I never hear anything about the sequel, so I didn't know much about this going in, except that it was going to be about Dracula having a daughter and everything. And it turned out a lot better than I expected. It could have been better, but it definitely could have been a lot worse too. And it's an okay movie that I wouldn't mind revisiting every now and then. So I'd say I'd give Dracula's Daughter a 7 out of 10. It's an okay movie, but not one of the best monster movies, but it's definitely not one of the worst either so far and everything. But let me know in the comments what you think of Dracula's Daughter, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.